People who advertise illegal channel crossings or fake passports on social media could face up to 5 years in prison under a new offence. The government hopes to introduce it under the Border Security, Asylum and Immigration Bill currently going through Parliament. It comes as latest figures show more than 25,000 migrants have arrived in the UK on small boats in 2025, a record for this point in the year. Barbara Holmes reports.
Peppered across social media are adverts like these, filled with emojis and promises of fake passports and illegal routes to the UK. The products and services promoted in posts like these have long been illegal, but under new government plans, uploading content like this will also be a crime, with offenders facing up to 5 years in prison. But with many of the adverts posted outside the UK, there have been questions about the effectiveness of this legislation.
Well, the way the law will be drafted, and it will be brought in as part of the Border Security, Asylum and Immigration Bill, which is currently going through the House, it will have what's called extraterritorial reach. So it will mean that if someone is doing one of these adverts in France and they travel to the United Kingdom, we will be able to deal with them in the United Kingdom.
The opposition say this is too little, too late, but the Home Office estimates 80% of small boat arrivals to the UK used social media during their journey, including to find and contact smugglers. And the National Crime Agency say they worked with social media companies last year to remove around 8,000 posts promoting organised immigration crime. They say that's a 40% increase on 2023. Charities say the only way to tackle this issue is by providing safe routes.
Social media crackdown might help, but fundamentally, the demand for those services is based on people's needs about their own safety. And so if there are no safe and legal routes for people to come, then people are going to go to those gangs.
Barbara Holmes, ITV News.
Well, meanwhile, the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, says she's working on a fast-track scheme to tackle the backlog of asylum decisions. Our political reporter, Lucy McDade, is here. Lucy, the Home Secretary is touting this as a major overhaul.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they promised voters at the general election last year. And while you've got the problem of small boats and tackling the crossings in the first place, Labour also knows that it needs to get a grip on the asylum backlog. And that's because at the moment, around 80,000 people are waiting on an initial decision to acclaim. Many of those are staying in hotels. But you've also got the number of people lodging appeals after their case has been rejected. That number has gone up massively, and on average they're waiting around 54 weeks, so more than a year, before their case is even heard. So Yvette Cooper today has spoken to the Sunday Times about exactly this. She says that if we speed up the decision-making appeal system and also keep increasing returns, we hope to be able to make a big reduction in the overall numbers in the asylum system. And she says that is the best way to restore order and control. And now that is important, not least because again yesterday across the country, London, Newcastle and Manchester, we saw protests outside hotels housing asylum seekers. And it's important to point out the cost of those has actually come down slightly under Labour, but it's still about £5 million a day. Tories and Reform say that this is all just tinkering around the edges, but actually successive governments have failed on this. Labour knows it needs to break that political trend.
OK, Lucy, thank you very much.